Uh, all right, we are live everywhere but Twitch. It looks like. So we're gonna start this conversation. We're gonna see what's going on with Twitch.
Cool.
But yeah, it's the SMP show, y'all. It's you know who it is. It's the author. It's the man. It's the myth, the legend. It's Timothy J. Snyder. It is my host, my co-host, my brother. I'm his host, his co-host, his brother. I'm Mr. Solutions. For those of you who don't know what I do, I am also an author and a creator. I'm the CEO of Soul-Lutions LLC. I'm the editor in chief of Soul Monkey Publications, and I am the executive producer for Soul Monkey Productions. And actually, tonight we're going to talk about Soul Monkey Productions because the producing arm of SMP's got a lot going on apparently. So we're gonna talk about that. We're going to hang out a little bit today because some days you just want to hang out with your buddies, and
Right?
Tim is my buddy. I don't know what to,
Yes, and
I don't know what to
Steven,
tell
you're
y'all.
you're mine. So I mean, that's what makes this so much fun. Is we're actually we're brothers, so it makes this even more fun to do the show.
It does. And honestly, my very first podcast years ago was with Tim. And we did one podcast and we didn't really get to do any more of that podcast. And it was something we left by the wayside. And it is honestly a pleasure to not just do a voice podcast with him, but also a video cast with him and engage with you guys in real time, talking about stuff. So it's the SMP show,
Absolutely.
guys. I hope you enjoy. Tonight we're going to talk about the shows, right? So we actually I do a lot of shows already, right? I got some more shows coming up. I got some shows from last week that about tonight because I'm going to be partnering with some of those creators. And yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. But
Awesome.
before we get into that though, Tim, just
Yes,
how are you, brother?
I am actually really well. Um, been working my regular job, doing the writing, dealing with a 5-year-old young daughter that runs this old man into the ground,
Well,
and
you
actually,
know,
yeah. And today is actually my high school is, even though it's not my year, they're having show you how small of a high school I came from. We're having our high school reunion for the classes of 83 through 87.
wow, okay. You're having a combined high school reunion for three different classes
Well, 83,
through
84,
87.
85, 86,
Oh,
87.
five different oh my. That's
Yeah.
that's oh my. But okay.
Yep.
Sure.
And
I guess that's growing up in a small town.
right.
Right.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. Vacation time and that being up in Iowa, me being all the way down here in Florida, it didn't work out this time. But I'll give a shout out to my high school reunion, Floyd Valley class of in Alton, Iowa, for
Well,
5 years, 5 classes.
that is both crazy and awesome. So, congratulations on, being graduated that many years and still being on this planet. Woot to you. And wow, to combine school uh reunions. Like I didn't even know that was like that thing is blowing my mind so much that I can't even remember the word reunion. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. Like combining classes for reunions. Like that's how like you really have that few graduates in a class. Like wow,
We had like 21 students in my graduating class in 86.
21 students,
Yeah, that
man.
was the graduating class.
Hey, anybody watching? No, ain't nobody watching the show right now. So, but later when people do watch the show, and if anybody comes to watch the show, we're gonna ask them how many people was in my graduating class, because a few of my graduates watched the show with me. I'm pretty sure we had like 600 people in my graduating class, something like that. Like it was
See,
it's pretty large,
that's
maybe
what.
like 300, but it was much larger than 21.
Yeah. Well, when I hear about everybody else, oh, my high school, we had this many students, and I was like, damn, that was
Like
yeah. From our
y'all
freshmen
were
to the seniors, we might have had that many in the whole school.
y'all were easy to control.
Come on, man. We were all farm kids in that area. So yeah.
Man, that's crazy. All right, but so I'm doing well to answer the
Awesome.
question I asked to Tim. You know what? I've had
Yes.
a super productive day today. I had a really good conversation with a fellow and like-minded creator, and we're gonna actually get into a little bit deeper discussion with that, because that is one of the shows that we're gonna talk about that's upcoming from the production arm here. I had a great show today when with comic cinema class, so that's actually a great place to start. So Saturday afternoon, I do comic cinema class, and actually we had a pretty good viewership today. Comparatively, like compared to viewership numbers like right this moment. But you know, we had pretty good viewership today. And a really good conversation focused around independent comics, um, and the shows that have been coming out around them, and how those shows are changing the landscape and the idea of what superhero content is and is not. And that was a really excellent conversation. The week before, we talked about representation of people of color in comics. The week before that, we had a conversation about the JLA movie adaptation versus their comic book, and the Avengers adaptation versus their comic book characters. So, you know, we've had a lot of good conversations. Really fun. I do that with two other co-hosts. I do that with Silent Ace 221. So follow him on Twitch. He does some game streaming. So if you're into that type of stuff, I want you to go ahead and follow Silent Ace 221 on Twitch as well. And I do that with my artist, my primary artist for the comic book we do, the graphic novel I do, Insignia, on Kelvin Mitchell, and we have a really good conversation, you know, just about how how intellectual properties that come from comic books are being represented in media in an overall way, and you know how it ties back to the source material, right? Of course. So that was a good show. Check out today's episode. It was honestly really good. We covered Invincible, Watchmen the series. We covered Jupiter's Legacy, Umbrella Academy, and The Boys. So if you got an interest in any of those shows, we talked about all those shows today. We had a really great conversation. So really check that out, right? Um,
I'm
but
actually 4 episodes into Jupiter, thanks to you.
it's really good, huh?
I love it.
I love I love it. Look, Jupiter's Legacy. It got a lot of beat up by the critics.
Because it's not a Marvel or a DC follow along that line. It is
Right.
completely something by itself. And if you watch it and actually pay attention to the story and don't just go in as, oh, it's superheroes, smash, beat the alien, win,
Yeah.
instead of,
Jupiter's Legacy
oh
is
crap,
about
this
is
is
about a
an epic story.
conversation that the writer's trying to have with you, the audience. The backdrop is superheroes, but the conversation is the driving Hey, look, we got a guest on the show. You might as well say, hey, you're here.
Oh my. She was finishing her dinner.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. You're live on the internet.
Sit right here.
So, welcome to the internet. But
Right.
yeah, so that was what we did. That's what we talked about today. Excuse me, y'all. But before the show this morning, I got with a content creator that I was urging you guys last week on the SMP show to watch, right? There is a fellow creator of mine, someone that I honestly worked with for a very short time. So I worked for a big tech company, and I got to go work at a rotation at one of the stores that is a storefront for this tech company. And I met this person on I don't know, maybe a 2-month rotation while I was working there. And really down to earth brother, somebody I did honestly connect with there. We became friends on Facebook, and really kind of never went from there. But then I seen recently that he is and has actually been for a long time. Like, he's coming up on his 100th episode of the show. So I don't know how the algorithm just got to me.
Wow.
But he does a show called Storytime with Julian, right? And I love this show. He focuses on doing a read along that is Black African American literature, right? And he just celebrates our authors in literature that is made for African American people in the subreddit culture. And I really started to get into watching the show over the last few weeks. And at the sub level of the show, he's talking about a lot of topics that are very dear to me, close to me. Things I really am invested in, largely as an African American person in this country, right? So I reached out to him. I was like, one, we're doing a lot of the same things. You're streaming a show, you're a writer, I'm a writer, we're passionate about a lot of the same topics. I really, wanted to kind of talk to you about doing this show. And I've been looking for someone to do a show that's similar to the show that I do on Friday nights, the Mr. Soul-Lutions show live on, where I talk about how we can just, as people, all people, bring positive change to our communities, to ourselves, to our families, to our government, all those things, right?
Right.
But I am passionate about my own people, right? I love us, and I wanted to take that same non-complainant format where we are identifying an issue that needs to be resolved, but we're actually discussing how we can resolve it, how we can actually implement steps and processes to resolve things. And the live on show is pretty much that for the whole community. But we're going to do a show called That's the Show, an African American discussion, and it's going to be geared towards how do we heal the African American community. And we want everyone to take part in the show, right? So we don't want you to think because you're not African American that you can't come and you can't have a discussion in the show. The only way we're going to heal that specific community is with the help of all the communities, right? And we want you to understand the issues, see the topics, understand the roadblocks, the different perspectives. We're going to try to have guests on the show that are engaged in our community, ones that are active in the actual healing process, so that they can teach us all how to be more active and become better in healing all the many things that really have happened in the African American community. And I do like to have the POC discussion as well, but as he pointed out today, the African Atlantic slave trade, the Pan African slave trade was one of the worst atrocities to ever befall any race of people. And
definitely
the 250 years of slavery after that, and the 100 years of black laws after that, and the 150 years of 100 years of Jim Crow laws after that, and then 50 years of segregation, 60 years of segregation after that. you know, all that is one long insult. Then the flooding of drugs into our communities and the arresting of our people, like the insult continues to go on, and we want to address not the insult, but how we heal from it. And so we're going to do a show Monday nights. We're going to do that Monday night at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard, 10 o'clock Eastern. Okay. That's going to be, it's going to be 6 on the six on the West Coast. All right. So join us for that. Monday's a busy show day for me though, because I do a show in the afternoon with our friend, right? So I do a 3-hour show on Mondays, from 12 Mountain to 3 Mountain. Like I do a 3-hour show. We do a 3-hour world building show. It's called The Wayfarer's Guide. And it's to teach you how to use all this cool stuff that I be messing with over here. How to produce, how to use digital drawing tools, how to world build, how to write, how you can take those tools and apply them to your job, to your life, to your creative works. So I do that with Dragon Scale, and you can find him on Twitch as Dragon Scale, and he streams the show too. So he's one of the only few creators that I work with that also streams the show on his end. So you can watch it from his channel, you can watch it from my channel, you can watch it from wherever you're watching it right now. So Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, we stream to all 3 platforms, and all the shows stream to all the platforms. So all the live shows you can catch on your favorite platforms. So you can catch us on Mondays. It's a busy day. Like Saturday is a busy day. We do the SMP show at 7. Comic cinema clash is going on at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So, we try to stay busy, especially in this little block. And we give you a break on Sunday. We don't really stream nothing, but I'm trying to get a show. I don't know. I'm trying to get a show every day of the week by Sunday for you guys. You get used to seeing your boy. You're going to see me, right? I don't know how much you're going to see a Tim more than once a week, but you're going to see me.
Well, actually, because you and I were talking about the whole branding, and actually, I've got an idea that I'm working on, but I'll discuss that with you once I get it a little more tuned.
I tell you what, I have an idea for Tim in the show, right? And I want him to do a show, and I want you guys, whenever you watch this, to leave a comment, right? And tell me what you think about this idea. So Tim has a book that I love. That I love. And I think that Tim should read his book aloud, chapter by chapter.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there. You and I, once again, I don't know how in the world this happened because we haven't discussed this. That was my idea that I was toying with that I wanted to present to you.
Yeah. I think that this idea is a splendid idea. I think this is an excellent way to both promote your book and get you a show going, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can do, honestly, all right, so one of the things, back to story time with Julian. Okay, guys, he puts on a great show, okay? So he does a read show, and then he does an after read show, right? Okay, hold on. There's like a pre-read show where he hangs out with you guys, the audience, and he talks about the book, the read from before, right? And then right after that, he goes right into the new read show, right? And it's the show's good. Just watch Story Time with Julian. My brother has an amazing voice. He's got an amazing and soothing voice, and he is reading literature to you that is excellent. And he is doing the voices, and he's killing this show. All right. Watch Story Time with Julian. But you watch Storytime with Julian. Um, he'll show you how to do a good read show. So with that, all that being said, I got a couple more shows that I got planned with some more creators because I've been busy today. I've been super busy today. Okay. Um, so I don't know which one I want to talk about first. All right. So I got a show planned with okay, I got a radio show planned. We'll start the radio show. So I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. We're just in the works with it. But I've been telling y'all to watch DJ Coach K on Twitch, right?
Yes, you have.
Follow DJ Coach K on Twitch. For those of you who don't know, that's my older cousin, right? And he has been a DJ since he's been like 13, right? Like he was like 13 years old. He was like, look, I'm gonna be a DJ. He went out and got like turntables, and like that was the end of that. He was like that. He's been a DJ. He's been a motivational speaker. He knows quite a bit of stars. He is quite the personality. He's got a great Twitch show that has a pretty large following. And he's gonna spin records and co-host on a show with me. And we're gonna do that show with another great friend of mine who is dipped their toe into doing podcasts, and they got a podcast that is on hiatus right now with a couple of really cool dudes that I know in real life. And we're gonna borrow her as our female co-host, and we're gonna do a classic, spin some tunes and talk to you radio show. We're gonna do like up to the minute current events. We're gonna read the news on our phone as it comes in as we do the show, and we're gonna do the regular radio for you, but with video, right? So he'll be spinning the record, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be dope. He'll be spinning the records. We'll be all chopping it up with you guys, telling you what's going on in the world, laughing, cracking jokes. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure we're just gonna be wearing clown shoes on current events, so it should be fun. I think it'll just be fun. So, we'll listen to some good music. We will have the best of both worlds. You get your DJ fix on Twitch. You get your talk show fix. It'll be great. We'll have some cool graphics. It'll be a fun show. And then lastly, my last show I got planned that's not out yet. And you will be able to catch That's the Show on Monday. We will be going live this Monday with That's the Show. The other two shows are still in the plan in progress. But the last show, I just got with another person that I've been trying to get with to do a show. And we're going to do a show called The Hustle. And we're going to talk about just that. Ways that you can hustle and become an entrepreneur. And I got quite a few people that I'm sure I'm going to have on this show as guests. Quite a few people I know that survive purely through their own hustle and motivation. And we're going to bring those people on, and they're going to teach you how to get free of what you're doing. And we're going to host that show. We're going to talk about everything from how you really trade Bitcoin and make money with Bitcoin and get in early with these purchases. We're going to talk about how you brand yourself seriously. We're going to talk about how you work a lot of these businesses that are pyramid schemes, but I do know quite a few people that make a lot of money off of them, right? We're going to talk about financial investments. We're going to talk about some stuff on the hustle, retail arbitrage, like a whole bunch of stuff that you guys don't even realize how you can be making money, right? So we're going to start a show called The Hustle. I'm going to learn some stuff on the hustle. I tell you what, there's more ways that I could be making money, right? So I'm going to have
that's what everybody wants to do, is make money.
That's right.
So
I'm going to have people on the show that's going to teach us all how to hustle harder, how to hustle better, how to become your own boss and get free of your jobs, get free of being poor. I'm going to teach you ways to make money. I know a lot of dudes who and women. I know a lot of people who just make money hustling as well, right? You know, so show you how to make some of that bread you might be missing out on. And that's what the hustle is gonna be. So join us whenever we get that going. Look out for the hustle. We're gonna probably start that in a couple of weeks. I gotta imagine. I know that the person I want to host it with is getting some cameras in and some equipment. You know, like myself, they don't do anything small. So if they're gonna set up a streaming setup, it's gonna be a streaming setup, right? And they're gonna get that cracking for us. So that's the shows that are coming out. Pretty sure I talked about all the shows that are out, but I got something else that's happening that's really exciting. So I set up all this stuff not to stream and do these type of live shows, right? I actually got convinced to do the live shows by our friend Dragon Mel. You know, he was like, your stuff is way too set up for you just to not be live streaming, right? So I was like, you're probably right about that. But I really did set up all this, the video and recording stuff, so I can do some YouTube content. And the first show that I actually had in mind was an interview show with creators called Soul-Lutions Creator Spotlight, right? And where I just sit down and I interview creators in a pre-recorded environment, and you know, get you clips of their work, or you know, spotlight their work, talking about what they're passionate about, what they're doing, where you can find them. And I got my first interview tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to shoot the interview tomorrow. We're going to get it edited through the week. We should be seeing the first episode hopefully next week. We're going to get the guys out to you. We're going to be talking to one of my favorite people in the world. We're going to be talking to Kim Matsuyoshi. Bev is her sister. Forgive me. And they're twins, so it's always rough. But we're going to be talking to Kim Matsuyoshi. She is the creator of an IP that I've been following for a little over a decade, I guess. I've been following one because, you know, I'm a friend. I've been following two because honestly, it tickles me. It plays with a lot of local Hawaiian humor, right? And me living in Hawaii for many years, it just tickles me every time I deal with cloud cartoon. But that's what we're talking about, is cloud cartoons. So we're gonna have Kim Matsuyoshi and her IP Cloud Cartoons. We're gonna be interviewing her tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I know that I've talked to you guys about her property and what she's doing right now. She's currently making a motion comic, and we're gonna have her tell us about what the motion comic is. We're gonna have her tell us about Cloud's adventure. She's going to tell us about some merch that she's got out, and I do want you guys to go to Cloud Cartoons with a Z, so put a Z at the end of that, cloudcartoons.com. Check out her merch store, pick up a t-shirt, pick up a hoodie, pick up a long sleeve, pick up anything. It really helps her to finance her project and make sure that she can get it out there and can get it going. We're going to have a undisclosed, as of yet undisclosed clip for you guys on the show. I seen the clip from the motion comic. I love it. She is a musician and an artist, and she is passionate about merging those two mediums together. So you're going to both be able to experience her music and her art through this Cloud Cartoons project. And we're gonna explore it in an interview with her, and so I'm really excited about that. She's gonna be my first interview, and I just love her project, and I'm very, very, very excited to help support it, to help promote it, and I hope you guys are ready to learn about what she's doing. I hope that you're all ready to support what is happening with her. I've known her, I don't know, for 25 years. We went to high school together, probably junior. We went to junior high school together. So I've probably known her for, yeah, 25, 27 years, something like that. Um, so uh, I'm really excited for, supporting her, and really, like like us, she's been struggling to get her work produced and put out, and figure out the right mediums and how she wants to go about it for a little over 10 years. And we didn't just start doing this stuff, when you start seeing these shows, right? A lot of that we've been struggling to get these IPs that we have off the ground for like a decade, right? Like, so, her struggle is very close to my heart, as she has also been putting in a lot of time, energy, and love into her IP, and it's really just getting to a place where she's getting the traction she needs to really get that going. So, just a big shout out to cloudcartoons.com and Cloud Cartoons. You can find it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place as cloudcartoons.com, or Cloud Cartoons with a Z. But definitely go check her out. And we're gonna release some exclusive content that I have access to. Only me. Only me. So you can literally catch it with me first. So get ready for that. That's largely the chit chat about the shows. And honestly, that's exactly where I wanted to end the chit chat about the shows. We're about a half an hour into the SMP show.
Nice.
And I really hit up Tim today, like, kind of just want to hang out on the show and just kind of kick it. Right. But
Yeah.
then, I thought about it as I laid down for my old man nap, because I take old man naps, right? And I was all like, man, I got all this stuff coming up, but all these shows. And I put off the show last week, right? So we were supposed to do like the show last week. And I was like, or the week before. And I was like, I really don't want to talk about the shows right now because there ain't really nothing going on or whatever. So I was like, let's not even do the show. Let's just whatever. So we took a week off. And then
Right.
we came back last week and we did the plug show. And a lot of people I talked about today, I talked about on the plug show. A lot of people
Yep.
that I didn't talk about today, I talked about on the plug show. So if you didn't watch the episode, that was the plug. So if you didn't watch the SMP Show episode 5, go back and watch that. That was the plug show. And all I did was talk about companies that I want you to check out, companies that I'm passionate about, other creators that need your audienceship. So I want you to go check out episode 5 if you didn't check it out. I will put it up on the YouTube before this expires. I'm starting to move all the shows permanently to YouTube now that we got the audio issues cleared up. That was a big deterrent from me hosting the shows up permanently, is that we were having a lot of audio issues in the beginning. And for those of you who've been following me from the beginning, I do apologize about all the audio kerfuffle, but as you can see, that is all cleared up now. So now that the audio issues are straightened up, we're going to start getting the content posted up to YouTube. We'll get it channeled out. You guys be able to enjoy it at your leisure without it expiring on Twitch or you having to go through some weird archiving system on Facebook. So we'll get you going with that. And so look for that as well. A lot of this live streaming content is all of it's recorded and it's going to find a permanent place on YouTube. So just get ready for that. Yeah, other than that, man, bruh. Just
Yes, sir.
man.
You've been busy,
I
bro.
can't hear you.
Okay, I was saying you've been busy,
you.
man.
Why can't I hear you?
All right.
One moment, technical difficulties.
All right. How about now?
Yeah, no, I still can't hear you for some reason. Hold on, is it me?
I don't know.
Oh no, my headphones just stopped. They went dead for a minute. That's what happened. Okay. All right. So
Okay.
you all probably could hear him, and I couldn't hear him because my headphones went dead. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
They went to
that'll be
sleep.
kind of interesting for them.
Right.
That'll be kind of interesting.
They went to sleep is what they did. All right. But yeah, no, man, I was saying, man, bro, though, like I have become so busy over the last like 2 weeks after producing these shows for a month. Like, it is honestly amazing the effect that video has on people.
It really does. I mean, you can put this same content out as just us talking with no video, and people aren't going to listen. You put it
No.
with the video, and automatically it's like, oh, hey, let me watch this. What are they doing?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
Isn't it?
you know, I was okay, ultimately, all right. So, you know what? Let's talk about another creator real quick. So, let me tell you how I got into this whole video deal, right? So, I built this production studio with the idea that I was going to make some type of video content. I just really wasn't committed to the idea, right? And I had, I had purchased a camera that I actually had mounted overhead. And you know what? Let's switch to the overhead cam. So, there's the overhead cam, right? I got the overhead camera mounted up there, right? And that's the only camera I had, and I had it on the setup or whatever. And I had a friend of mine who is doing a YouTube show who actually inspired me to do the YouTube show that I'm talking about, and it's actually Kim's sister, Bev. So Bev Matioshi, and you can find her under that, right, everywhere. Does a show
Huh.
called Dark Horse Matters, and it's a interview show where she's talking to people about what they are passionate about. So it's not necessarily a situation where she's like, "Oh, you have this product and we want to talk about this product." That type of thing. Dark Horse Matters is more of a, you love to go to, like, she's had a person that is one of the people that helped run Dragon Con, and she's had a dude on there
Huh.
who's a priest who became a priest because he lost a hand of poker. um she's had a young lady on there recently who has taught us about Bitcoin and how to buy that, and how she has made massive financial freedom moves by buying into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency early. She like There's been people on there that share their stories of abuse. I mean, it's not your everyday show. It's hard to define. It's a show about people and their passions. And that's what she's passionate about, is other people's passions. So,
Well,
you know, I was watching her show, and but because I'm a creator, I I like feedback, right? And not the type of feedback where somebody's like, "Oh, that was such a good job you did. I love this show." I like actual feedback that can help improve what I'm doing, right? So, you know, I uh I was like, "Hey, I got some feedback about the show." I'm like, if you're using OBS, you can be producing some, in some different ways and whatever. And she was like, "Hey, you know how to use OBS?" I was like, "I pretty much got an idea how to use it, right?" Like, So, I set up a video call with her, and I realized that while I understood the basics of OBS, I really didn't know how to use it. And for those of you who do not know what I'm saying when I say OBS, I mean Open Broadcast Studio. So that's how I produce this show that you're watching. I leave these overlays and I capture Tim and I feed you the show with his camera and all this stuff, right? That's Open Broadcast Studio. So, I do a video call with her. I realize I really can't use it the way that I imagine that it could be used in this type of environment yet. So I'm like, give me a week. I'm going to set some things up. I'm going to learn how to use this software suite, and then I'm going to get back with you. And I'm going to, tell you what you can do or whatever, right? So I went out, got a couple more webcams. And I just wound up giving one to my son so he can start streaming. I gave him one of my mics and one of my cams, so I got to get another webcam. But I got a couple webcams. I got the overhead cam. I got another 4K cam from a prize at work. Set up everything up. Start gating the OBS and how to do overlays and stuff. And a week later, I came back. I was like, all right, so this is what you can do. Bam, 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 right? And then after I did that, I was all feeling all proud of myself, right? So I was all like, hey, y'all, I'll start hitting up different people. Like, let me show you what I can do with like the virtual camera and OBS and how I got stuff set up in OBS, right? And essentially that camera switching stuff, right, that I was just doing is exactly what I can do in a virtual call. So from Tim's perspective right now, he is looking at the SMP show on our virtual phone call. He's not just looking at the camera that you're looking at, right? So he's seeing both the SMP show, and then he is also seeing my camera switches like this, right? So I was like, calling a whole bunch of people. I was like, this is what I can do. And then our friend Mel that I was talking about Dragon, which I do the Wayfarers guide with, was like, why aren't you streaming? And I was like, well, because I'm going to do this YouTube content. I'm planning to do this interview show. And honestly, it was much easier to just jump feet first into doing these talk shows live than doing the interview show where I had to prep the interviewees and make the format and all that stuff, and get the content ready and, just do all the YouTube stuff, make the channel logo and all that stuff, right? It's so much easier to just pop on live and have the talk show, jump in with you guys when you're chatting with us and, just kind of kick it and have fun. So that's how I started the streaming adventure. But the goal is to make the YouTube videos still and yet. So we're going to do the Solutions Creator Spotlight. That's next. You hopefully will see that in a week or two. We'll have the first episode. Both Kim and myself are excited to get it out because we're ready to promote her work. Like I said, we got some exclusive content that's coming out with the show. So watch it with the show. Of course, you're going to be able to find it later on her YouTube, but it's going to be exclusive for my viewership. So make sure that you tune in to the show so that you can get that exclusive content first. Yeah. Yep. I don't know, man. I might be spreading myself too thin. I wear a lot of hats if you didn't catch from the beginning of the show, right? Like, but I'm feeling really good about the progress that the company has been making since we made these moves, having these live shows.
It's definitely showing some growth, some life once again. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, me too. We kind of took a real bad beat up. A decade ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Our prides were hurt. Production was grinded to a halt because I was just fed up with my production team. And I still work with them right now. They'll tell you that I was fed up with them and their, how they were acting at the time. But part of that really was, it came down to, I was looking for a product that without years of practice, technology wasn't able to produce, right?
Yeah.
And now technology has caught up to the product I want to make, but now my company is behind the curve on the future that I promised would be here, right?
Yeah.
And and now that future is here, and where I should have been at or we should have been at the forefront of what that business looks like. you know we're now looking like we we're second comers or third comers or fourth comers even to a race that's being run long before. And that part is still kind of a little discouraging, no lie. The fact that nobody on the team is watching this show right now is kind of discouraging.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I'll agree.
I'm actually gonna say that out loud so when they do watch the show, they can hear that I said that publicly. The fact that no one on the team is watching the show right now. Let me see. Yeah, no, I got no one watching on Facebook. I got myself watching on Twitch, it looks like. And nobody's watching on YouTube. So I got no viewers right now. Now, mind you, about 40 people average watching the SMP show a week, right? So
Right.
it's not that people don't watch it. They might be watching it later, right? But support comes in live viewership and live streaming, right? And I understand people got lives, and I might be putting this on at dinner time or an awkward time. I don't know. I don't know, right? But I feel like promoting ourselves should at least be background noise.
Yes. Yes.
So
I mean, even if you, like you said, even if you're occupied, you're cooking dinner, you're washing the dishes, doing laundry, whatever, just put it on.
just turn it on.
You don't have to listen to all of it.
Right. Just
Just put it
turn it on. Look,
on.
you know what? The creators and people I'm talking about right now that do shows, I put them on religiously now because I understand when they come on, I understand their schedules. I put them on multiple platforms and I just let them run.
Yeah, that's actually honestly a good idea and something I need to start doing myself.
Right?
Because
Because, those viewership numbers are important to us content creators, right? If
what makes
you
us grow.
Yeah, it's what pushes up is what pushes us up the algorithm, right? Like if you're not following us, if you're not watching us live, if you're not commenting in the chat, we don't get pushed up the algorithm. We don't get the views. We don't get the promotion. If you love the content, if you enjoy the content, right? If you just support it, that's what we need, right? So I do
Yeah,
thank the people that have been coming to the shows and have been supporting at the times they can. I thank my team for all the work that they do, right? So I don't want you to think I'm talking smack about my team or the people I work with. I love those guys. It
yeah.
is
No,
it,
it's just okay. This is like you pointed out in many of our conversations. Like, all right, guys, we're strong here, but this over here, which is what we need, you're weak at. So I'm going to point it out to you so that we can make this over here as strong as what we're driving on.
that's right. So, I'm still urging them publicly to join us on the show. I'm urging you all to share the shows, especially if you're enjoying the content. I know a lot of you have come back and been like, you love Comic Cinema Clash. I know quickly that is becoming my audience's favorite show. I can tell from both the viewership numbers and the activity I get in it. So I appreciate you all, especially for enjoying that show. Hopefully, you guys can latch on to some other shows. I know that things like the Wayfarer's Guide seems to be obscure, but that is going to develop into a playable game with you guys and a whole bunch of different products. So don't discount it yet. It's got a long way to go and a far track to go on. The SMP show, I really can't hate you guys for maybe not getting into the SMP show too hard. It is a promotional show, right? It is for
Yes.
promotion. It is a live, or it's a video, newsletter for what we're doing, right? And we do hope that you do latch onto this show. I do realize that the content is not necessarily maybe pertinent to your lives or whatever, but it's just to let you know what we're doing here in the company, what you can be excited about, and just kind of help you keep track of, what's going on and what we do. So I do
Plus, you
appreciate.
have two entertaining guys. We're entertaining as heck, right?
I think so. I think so. But um no, I appreciate the people that do watch the SMP
Yes,
show when they have the chance. And
absolutely.
and you guys, you know what? If you're watching it later, okay, in the comments, let me know if the time is a bad time for you. We can look into
Yeah,
moving the show, right? So if it's not a good time for
I
you to guys to watch it live, talk to us and we'll do something about that.
yeah, because we can't make stuff better if we don't know what you don't like.
That's right.
It's you can't fix a problem if you don't know it's a problem.
That's right. So you guys let us know about the show. Give us some feedback. Shout some formatting feedback. Shout some time feedback. Whatever you want to talk about. Talk about that. Let us know about the show. Let us know about all the shows. Feedback shows, right? If you
Yeah,
wanna hear us talking about something specific on Comic Cinema Clash, let us know. Be like, hey, I would love to talk about this. And we will talk about it, right? We're here for you guys. We want to be entertaining for you. So um,
yeah.
let's do it. Let us know how you feel about what is going on with the SMP show. Let us know how you feel about what's going on with Mr. Solutions live on, um, for Comic Cinema Clash, the Wayfarer's Guide, and all the upcoming shows. That's the show, um, and the hustle, and whatever I'm gonna make this daytime radio show. Man, I don't know what I'm gonna name this show.
That's a good question, but like always, you'll come up with it. I mean, I got to be honest. I came to you a few nights back while I was at work, and I was stuck. Been stuck on a name for ages, and within a matter of 10 minutes of our conversation, you had given me a name that fits perfect for the character.
You are right, Tim. I will figure it out like I always do.
Absolutely.
Yep, yep. But man, we're coming up on the end of our hour. We got about 6 minutes left in the show. So we're gonna start saying our farewells and our goodbyes. We're gonna remind you to first of all check out Soul Monkey Publications on Facebook, right? At Soul Monkey Pubs. Okay. Um, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all those places. Just look up Soul Monkey Publications. You'll find us. Okay. The website will be out soon. I know I'm always talking about the website, but it's a lot of work. I'm waiting on some elements from some other team members. There's some things that just got to be finished. I'm still working on the book cover, like just stuff. We're waiting for Tim's new book cover. Well, I might not wait for Tim's new book cover. I might put out the site before that, but I would prefer to have Tim's new book cover. Um, but soon you'll be able to visit us on our website, our brand new website. And yeah, man, just keep in touch with us. You can follow me personally as Mr. Soul-Lutions, and that's pretty much, you can find me under that everywhere. Um, if you got social media and it's a thing, then I'm probably on it doing a social media thing, right? So look for me as Mr. Solutions everywhere. You can find me there on Facebook, uh, Instagram, Twitter, just everywhere. So Twitch, obviously. Follow me, like, subscribe, do all the things. So Monkey Publications, look for that on YouTube as well. We're trying to move the media content to YouTube. We're gonna get the videos up there permanently. We're streaming there live now as well. So yeah, all the shows they're streaming YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. So you can watch us on your favorite platform. You don't have to pick one. You can go to the platform you're most comfortable with and just catch us right there. So definitely, you know, keep tuned in. With the website, we got a little something coming with the website. So we're gonna have a preview of the first episode of Gazelle on the website. Um, when Gazelle launches, we're gonna actually launch it on Webtoons, right? And we're gonna definitely want you guys to go like and subscribe to Gazelle on the Webtoon when it's out. Like, I can't urge that enough. Um, like and subscribe. You're gonna get the first 3 episodes, which is the entire first issue of Gazelle Harbinger. That's gonna drop when it drops on Webtoons, but you're gonna get a preview of the first episode on the website when we drop the website in a week or so. So get ready for that. I'm super excited to release that. That is my personal IP that is being produced currently. Actually, I have a lot of IP, to be real with you. That is the one that is in current production. That we have quite a bit of it produced, and we have stored for you guys, and that we're ready to really just come out and bring you a really good story with some interesting characters, some beautiful art. You know what? Let's put up the let's see. Do I have the SMP video in here? Let's see. Um, I do not, but you know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna throw the SMP video in here real quick. Okay. And
Great.
or the Art Insectia video in here real quick. And we're gonna drop that down here, and we're gonna just actually gonna let that run. And this is some art from the first issue and a little bit of the first episode and second episode. So this is all from the first issue. But this is from the first and second episode. It's gonna start running a little thing here in a minute. So just give it a second. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna let that just kind of play for you a little bit. Oh, you know what I should have played? I messed up. What I should have did, I should have put in the one with the border, but that's okay. So I got one with the cool border with the main characters running on the side. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. But we're gonna let this one run for you. This is some of the art from my artist, my primary artist at Soul Monkey, Kelvin Mitchell. He brings Gazelle Harbinger to life and a lot of Insectia to life, both in environment and character design. You should be looking out for his social media stuff very soon. He is bringing his presence into being right now. And oh, you know what? On the low, we're opening for commission soon on all projects that we do, from video production, and podcast mixing to logo design and artwork and character design for your graphic novels and comics. So that's some hush hush stuff. But that's on the table real soon, and very soon you'll be able to approach us about helping develop your products and bringing them to life, so that we can assist you with doing some cool stuff that you might be afraid to do or might not really have the technical know-how to do, or really understand the nature of production that goes into it. So be on the lookout for services coming from SMP soon, and not just products. So we're gonna have some services coming down the pipes for you guys in the very near future. You'll be able to get some rates on the things that we can help with, some things that we know how to do, and we'll help you bring your creations to life. and we'll work out something fair to do that with you guys with. So, um, that's pretty much the newsletter, folks. Like, we done did the damn thing, as they say.
Right? That pretty much covers everything.
Pretty much. Look, guys, this is Tim. He is Timothy J. Snyder, author extraordinaire. All around good guy. I mean, you really couldn't ask for a better person as a friend. I'm your host, Mr. Solutions. I do things. I want you to do them with me. I want us to all grow together. So find me on social media, reach out to me so that I can help you develop your passion, right? Um,
Absolutely.
and as always, I want you guys to stay safe. I want you to, stay positive and always stay creative. We're out of here, guys. This was the SMP Show. Thanks so much for joining us.